my favorite rules of thumb is that the average amino acid has a molecular weight of about 100 Daltons or zero point 0.1 kilodaltons. And so if you know how many amino acids long your protein is, then you can just divide that number by 10 to get the approximate molecular weight. So say your protein has 400 amino acids, divide that by 10, you get 40. Your protein has a molecular weight of about 40 kilodaltons. A Dalton is just a grams per mole. Mole is Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So it's kind of like a dozen, but it's a lot more than a dozen. But grams per mole, it's like your box of dozen costs $10. Your protein weighs this many grams per mole. But with proteins, we're typically in the kilodalton range, so we typically talk in terms of kilodaltons. So if the average amino acid is about 100 Daltons, more like 110, then the average amino acid is about 0.1 kilodaltons. So if you have the length of your protein in amino acids, divide that by 10 to get the approximate molecular weight in kilodaltons. If you have the molecular weight in kilodaltons, multiply that by 10 to get the approximate number of amino acids. It's not perfect. It's going to depend on how many of the big guys like tryptophan your protein has versus the small amino acids like glycine. But this useful rule of thumb is really helpful for things in the lab when you're dealing with trying to decide a molecular weight cutoff for your concentrator, say. Remember that you want to make it so that it's more than half less. So if you had 100 kilodalton protein, you'd want to make sure that you were using a molecular weight cutoff of 50 or lower. And so just having that in mind, that divide by 10 or multiply by 10 conversion can be really helpful. If you need an exact molecular weight for your protein, then you can use tools like Uniprot, XBase Prot Param if you want something custom. Those will then allow you to get the actual molecular weight, which then you can do concentration calculations to get into molarity and things. But rule of thumb, number of amino acids, divide that by 10, get the approximate weight in kilodaltons, multiply that by 10 to get the approximate length and number of amino acids. According to bio numbers, the average protein is about 300 to 400 amino acids long, so about 30 to 40 kilodaltons. But some proteins are going to be giant and others are going to be tiny.